Yep, so this is the time I missed my flight despite being 3 hours early. I had all my luggage packed and prepared and I was due to fly off to Amsterdam with one of my friends. We got to the airport nice and early. I think we got there about 3 hours before we were due to fly off. So you'd think, oh, 3 hours, nice buffer, yeah? Oh, take into account that this is us having already gone through security. So we found a juice bar, Joe and the Juice, and we're thinking, oh, let's just chill here for a bit. Let's chill here for 1 hour or 2 hours. You know, bear in mind we've got about 3 hours to burn, so it didn't really seem like an issue, right? Wrong. We ended up staying there for over 2 hours, and I don't know, there wasn't really a sense of urgency. I think it was because the flight time from the UK to Amsterdam is so short. It's only about 45 minutes, so there was something weird, like I had a weird thought in my head that if I missed the flight, it's okay, because I can always just take a jet ski. Or I can just walk. It was weird. By the time we left the juice bar, we only had about 15 minutes to go before they were going to close the gate, or so we thought. Now, what we didn't take into account is that we have to catch a shuttle to get to the gate. Not just that, there's also a good 10-minute walk to get to the gate as well. We saw like in giant red letters, final call, final call. So we're thinking, oh crap, we better like hurry up, pick up the pace. Anyway, we ended up getting to the gate 10 minutes before the aeroplane was due to fly off. But what was worrying me is that there was no one else around. Like, me and my friend were just looking around and it was just empty. I mean, normally you're walking with people. And so I thought, and typical me, I was saying, oh, imagine we missed the flight, man. Imagine we missed the flight. Oh, that'd be so messed up, innit? Yeah, we've been here for like 3 hours and then imagine we miss it. So yeah, we got to the gate. It was dead. Like, we saw the aeroplane outside the window, but there was no people like in the waiting area where we were, except there were two staff, like two airline staff. So we went up to them and said to them, yep, we're here to check in, gave our passports and our ticket, and they just looked at us and said,
you missed it. You missed it.
So it was at that moment where I looked at my friend and I thought, for sake, like, idiots. We've been here for how long? This isn't the first time we've gone on holiday. We've caught many flights in the past, never been late, never had an issue. Ironically, we weren't late to this airport either. I said to my friend, alright, we've got to start looking for a flight, some way to get to Amsterdam. I mean, bear in mind, the plan was that we were going to fly to Amsterdam on Friday and come back Sunday night, and so we only had a weekend. So given we only had 2 days, we never really had time to burn, you know? So my friend frantically got in his phone, started looking for flights to Amsterdam from another airport. There weren't none available, and then he came across the Eurostar. Now the Eurostar is basically a train which takes you between European countries. For example, you can travel from London to Paris in like 2 hours on this train. You can go to Belgium, you can go to the Netherlands. So this was great. We were like, okay, cool. We might have a chance to get there on the same day. So my friend starts looking for Eurostar tickets, and typical, there was only 2 seats left, final 2 seats, but extortionate rate. Now just imagine this, you basically missed a flight that cost you $50, and then you pay $180 for a train ride, and then you missed that as well. I mean, imagine. But we thought, screw it, what have we got to lose? We've got money to lose, but we thought, well, we'd rather risk it and potentially catch it same day rather than having to wait until next day and lose half our vacation. So my friend just booked those last 2 tickets. It was long because we had to get escorted out of the airport all the way back through the gates, through security, back to the start of the airport, and then the security guard basically waved us on our way. So we basically missed our flight and had just booked 2 Eurostar tickets. So we had to basically get from the airport to this train station in 2 hours. We had 120 minutes and the bus journey was going to take us 70. So you might think, oh, 50 minutes buffer, that's not so bad, you know, you've got almost an hour extra. Yeah, you'd be correct in thinking that. But the problem is that when we went to the receptionist desk to book our bus tickets, she said that we just missed the bus. So now we had to wait half an hour for the next one, meaning our buffer went from 50 minutes down to 20 minutes. So we had to basically wait half an hour for the next bus to arrive. We get on the bus and now we're sitting there waiting, and it was all set up for like some sort of dramatic film scene, because there was like a digital clock on the top of the bus, like right in front of us. We could see this digital clock and we were just staring at it, watching the minutes count down as we're waiting to leave. So we were due to depart at like, I think it was about 5:30 p.m. and it was now about 5:28. So we slowly see the bus driver getting on the bus, and we're like, great, this guy's on time, like the driver's on point, he's actually going to leave bang on time. So it hits 5:30, he starts slowly reversing. Me and my friend are like, yes, this is good, no delays. All of a sudden, this woman comes running in front of the bus, screaming, waving her arms around. Oh no, please wait, no, 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 no. Bus driver stops, gets out, lets her on the bus, and me and my friend are like, this can't be happening, more delays. So fine, she gets on the bus. But then the bus driver sees that she's got a big luggage, so that has to go in the hold below the bus. So he now has to take her luggage, go outside, put the luggage underneath the bus. So now we've left at 5:35. So we've lost 5 minutes. So our buffer's now 15 minutes-ish, yeah? And we still haven't even hit rush hour yet. So we leave, and this has to be the most worrisome bus ride I've ever had in my life. Forget bus ride, journey. One of the most stressful journeys I've ever had in my life. Anyway, we're driving along, and every green light that we're going through, every green traffic light we're going through, we're celebrating like we've scored a goal. We're like, yeah, this is great, we're gonna make it. Every red light we hit, we're like, boo, yes. Because we're just losing time, right? But the crazy thing about this story is, and I don't know if you've ever seen this in real life, but have you ever seen road workers painting signs on the road? As in the arrows, you know, and the symbols on the road. Because they were doing this. And I wouldn't have mind seeing it on another day when I'm not like strapped for time. Painting road signs. Rush hour, Friday, central London. I mean, what's that about? There's a green light, traffic light behind them, but we can't get past them because they've blocked off all traffic as they're like painting an arrow. They're painting an arrow. So there's two of them. One of them is actually doing the paintwork, and the other guy's kind of stopped all traffic. And the thing is you can't go around them because it's only one lane. There was actually an Audi, a car in front of us. Now the guy that stopped traffic when the Audi was trying to rev up and be quite aggressive, the guy just put his hand out and turned around, as if to say, well, you're gonna have to run me over if you're that desperate. Obviously the Audi driver wasn't gonna do that. So just think about this for a second, right? You've missed a flight that cost you $50 despite being at the airport 3 hours early. You've had to pay about $30 for this bus to get to the train station. You've paid $180 for a ticket on the train, and you could potentially miss that. You've only got 15 minutes to get there, and you've now got these two Muppets painting this thing on the road. I'm sure you can see why you'd be stressed out, right? So what happened is we had to wait another 5 minutes for this guy to paint this arrow, and he didn't even do a great job. Now the thing is though, the paint doesn't dry that quickly. So what the Audi driver's gone and done with his $80,000 car, he's just zinged it through the arrow. His tires hit the wet paint on the arrow, and now he's got just paint on his tire, and the arrow's only become bent and stuff. So what was the point? What was the point of painting during rush hour? You know, if it was me, I'd say paint. We then finally got to the train station. We had like 5 minutes left, so we basically ran to the entrance of the train station, and then there's a long queue. But we were there. I think that this is the fortunate thing, like as long as you're in the queue, then the train can't leave without you. So we'd made it. Well, there was more, where the food that we got on the train was absolute crap, and we paid like $20 for a sandwich and some nuts. Obviously we lost about half a day because it took us around 6 hours to get to Amsterdam instead of 45 minutes. But hey, that's the price you pay for missing your flight. If you enjoyed this story, then please feel free to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon.